What's up guys, it's PBK and I got a Samsung Galaxy S10 here and people have been asking me if the battery can be upgraded. The answer is yes and no, so let's get to it. So here we got the Samsung Galaxy S10 and here's the S10 Plus. So I went ahead and took the larger 4100 mAh battery from the S10 Plus, as you can see over here. I connected it to the S10. Go ahead and power it on. There you go, so it works. The connector is the same. The battery works with the phone. I'm going to let it boot up right now. Go ahead and unlock it. We're going to go into settings. Battery information. We're going to go battery information over here. Now looking over here, it still says 3400 mAh battery. That doesn't change. However, we do know we have the larger battery in here. Also battery level shows 34%, not charging. Now I'm assuming this is just like a software issue. If possibly you're able to flash the S10 Plus software onto the board of the S10, possibly you'll get this to show with a 4100 mAh battery. But regardless, it's reading the battery and it's working. So just because it doesn't say 4100 mAh battery over here, doesn't mean it doesn't have the larger battery, which is right here connected to it. Alright, let's go ahead and power off the phone. And disconnect the battery. And compare it size-wise to the S10 battery. So it's quite larger. Now we do know the answer to the question that can the battery be upgraded. The answer is yes, but the problem is, would it actually fit? And the answer is no to that one. Because the battery is so much larger, the frame of the S10 is made in a way with the motherboard that it just doesn't fit. The motherboard itself is also smaller than the S10 Plus, which is right here. As you can see, it extends longer down. So I originally thought it was possible to Dremel out the side of the frame, make it thinner, and get rid of the inside enclosure over here. But the only other problem you run into is the motherboard down here. You'd also have to trim that, and it's not possible because underneath it there are some chips, and if you just cut it, you just render it useless. So pretty much the other option you only have is if you were to connect the battery and leave it on top and just not put a back plate on, but I mean, that's not practical. Now if you were able to find a 3800 or 3900 mAh battery that was a bit smaller than this and was able to fit, it's possible it would work as long as the connector is the same. But in this case, the S10 Plus battery just won't fit to work for the S10, even though it works and connects correctly. However, I did find out that some other parts from the S10 Plus are compatible with the S10, for example the screen. Now, I did go ahead and connect the screen for the S10 Plus to the main board of the S10, and it actually did work. But unfortunately, as I was doing it, I did happen to drop the phone and damage it a little bit, so kind of sucks because it's my daily at the moment. So this is the S10 Plus screen with the S10 motherboard. It connects fine, works fine, but the only problem again is the motherboard doesn't fit correctly in the frame, and your charger port just won't reach the bottom, or the top won't sit in correctly. However, I do find it interesting that the screen would work and connect the same way. I mean, I would have expected the connector to be a little bit larger or something in that nature. Now, as far as the front-facing cameras go, those you can't use because the connector is just larger and just won't connect. The headphone jack, vibrator motor, and main camera assembly seem to connect the same way, so those seem to be interchangeable, as well as the power button. Now when it comes down to the S10 and S10e, I would think that would be a more plausible and possible thing because the battery size on those two doesn't vary that much. It's just a slightly little bit larger. So I would possibly think that the S10e battery could be upgraded with the S10 battery, and it would be easier to fit that one in there if you had to do some possible minor modifications around the housing to get that to fit in there. So let me know if you guys have any questions below, and I'll try to answer them as best I can, and I'll see you guys on the next video.